Alright, so we're going to be changing the alternator on a Chevy Express. It's the same from 2003 all the way to 2023. First step, you're going to remove the negative post on your battery. 10 millimeter bolt for your coolant reservoir, remove that. 10 millimeter airbox cover, 8 millimeter back there for your snorkel on your airbox. Free up everything here. MAF sensor comes off. And then we're going to go to the pulley. And basically straightforward. And next up is the alternator. It's right there. It's literally the easiest thing you can do. Let's get to going. So it'll be easier to remove this one, get that out of there so you can get access to that because you got the breather over there. And then the pulley's gonna be over there, 250 millimeters. Remove the harness, 10 millimeter for the power wire, and that's it. I'll pop off the valve right there. That's loose. Just go right off. As you can see, 15 millimeter on the tensioner, and you gotta pull it up. And when you come up, remove the belt, push it to the side, remove these, and then hit. Now that you got your 1/2-inch ratchet in there, you hold up. Be careful on how your belt diagram is, obviously. Take off the belt from the pulley and just rest it right there on your crank, the power steering pump right there. And yeah, basically that stays under, this goes over, that stays under there. So yeah, now you take your two 15 millimeters, 1, 2, and then you're gonna need a pry bar to pop this out because I know it's gonna be on there pretty good. Take out your harness and your electricity plug. A little trick that I thought myself a couple of years ago is take a hammer, tight spot like that. These are very hard to come out. Depends on the last person, but this is original from the vehicle. It's like 84,000 miles on it. Take it with a hammer, get it tight, bop, 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 pour a second impact gun. Okay, now you got the bolts off. Since you got it on there, it's like a vise. These are kind of hard to come out sometimes, low miles, so it's pretty easy to come out. Take apart the harness, put it somewhere back there pretty safe. Make sure you don't lose it. Now, you still got to remove the power wire back there. You have to take a pry bar under here, or because I'm not putting this back on, this is the old one, it's garbage, it's whining, it's not charging. I'm just gonna hit it with a hammer and get it out of there. Agitate it and it'll come out. Okay, I lied, it didn't work. Take a pry bar, put it under there, and as you can tell, look, it's coming out. See? And she's out. Okay, so after you take it out, flip it, it's just the battery wire. See, as you see how it runs, comes from here, it goes up. You got a lot of room. Flip it upside down, take a 10 millimeter, and remove the power wire. Obviously, I got to do this with 2 hands, but you get the idea. Remove the power wire, pull that out. These dowels right here, they're meant to push back, but there's rust. So take a hammer, pop, 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 flat, pop, 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 flat, and that should make your alternator slide right back on. If not, you're gonna have to take a hammer, bop, bop, bop. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to hit that with a hammer on a brand spanking new alternator. So just hit it with a hammer here on the dial. Pop, pop, pop. Okay, now we got the alternator out of the old home, out of its home. Move your power wire out of the way because now we're gonna hit the dowels. And as you can see, it moved. You compare it left and right. See? That's going to make your life so much easier putting that on. Also, another note, since you're already here, take some sandpaper. You see that some corrosion over there? Mine's not that dirty, but I'm going to take some sandpaper, clean that off, and just going to save yourself some world of trouble later on in the future. So clean that off, all right? Now we got the new, cleaned out power cable, sanded it down, not too much, not too little. Now for reinstallation, reverse process. Connect your positive post, connect your harness right here, and basically put it back in the dowel, 15mm back in, and then yeah. Don't be warned, the harness used to be over here, now it's over there. Still works, plugs in correctly, everything lines up. This is just upgraded for the newer model express vans, but literally the same exact alternator. All right, now you take your 15mm. Obviously you need 2 hands, so you put the screw back in, blah blah blah. When you get these bolts in, you want to do it finger tight first. Make sure it goes all the way in until you can't go anymore, and then take your ratchet. It's on the floor. Take a ratchet until it touches the dowel that you pushed out. Will go back in and compress. You want to be very careful not to over tighten it, because this is the front cover, and this bracket is part of the front cover. You screw that bracket up, you got to change the whole front cover. You got to open up the whole case and everything. So if I was you, be very diligent about it and feel the bolt. It has feelings too. All right. Okay, so after you get the alternator on, you get the belt on, just be very, very, very careful and make sure everything, see if you can see mine, everything is aligned properly. One mistake and one unaligned belt, that belt is going to go bye-bye. So make sure you check all your pulleys, check your crank, especially that one, because that one's hard to see. But as you can see, it's straight on there. Idler pulley, good. All right, now you button everything back up. Reverse process, you put your cooling reservoir, you put your air box, all your valves, make sure all your connectors are good, and then start up and go from there. All right, so after you get everything plugged in, your battery plugged in, let's hope that this battery still has juice in it to start it up. If not, we'll jump start it. But first you want to prime your key, fuel pump, and let's go. Make sure everything is good. And now she should be above 14 and charging. She's going to stabilize once the battery goes back to normal, but I'm going to get a meter on there and check to see if it's charging properly.